again to today's sharing. This is Esther Agbi here with you today. I hope you're all doing very well. Today my topic for sharing is high blood pressure. Little things, great results. Yeah, I believe that there are many little things we could do to help those people with high blood pressure, or anyone at all, not even only those with high blood pressure. I'm a clinical pharmacist practicing in North America and Canada, to be precise, and in my province of Alberta, the pharmacists have this expanded scope of practice where we work with our patients to produce a care plan that will help them with their medical conditions. So I will start by saying, what is high blood pressure? High blood pressure is a condition whereby one's blood pressure is higher than normal, and if your blood pressure is higher than normal persistently or continuously for about a period of 3 weeks, then you know that the person has a high blood pressure. And I don't want to throw figures in there because it keeps changing, but I think the 2018 Canadian guidelines for diagnosis of high blood pressure is greater than 140 millimeters of mercury over 90 millimeters of mercury. That is in the doctor's office. But if you have the home monitoring device, the small unit at home, the figures are even lower. It should be less than 135 over 85 millimeters of mercury. Okay, so the little things, some of the little things I feel that one could do if you have high blood pressure: know the name of your medication that you take. I know some of these brand names are difficult to pronounce, or even the generic, even much more difficult because they are longer. But just look at it like this: if you are an elementary school teacher and you have about 30 kids in your class, one way or the other you have to learn the names of the children in your class. So it's good for us to make it a practice to know the names of the medications we take. But if you cannot even memorize the names of the medication, you could have a jotter or a diary, write down the names of your medication, and bring it to the pharmacy, put it in your wallet or wherever it's accessible to you so easily, so that you can, you know, when you get to the pharmacy and the pharmacist is asking what are the names of the medication, because you say, do you take anything on a daily basis? Oh yeah, sure, but what's the name? I don't know. So but you can just pull out that diary and you give it to the pharmacist, and he or she will be able to help you with medications that you need to buy. Maybe you want to get something from over the counter. So there are benefits for knowing the names of your medication. First of all, some people just walk into the pharmacy, they want to get a medication for cold and flu, something like that. But you find out that if you don't know the names of your medication, or you don't even know the disease condition or chronic condition that you are experiencing, some of the over-the-counter medications, they could interact or influence the way or the productivity or the effectiveness of the prescribed medication. For example, when you have cold, people tend to get pseudoephedrine, which helps even to constrict the blood vessels. But constricting the blood vessels also is detrimental to those who have high blood pressure. So you're not supposed to take cold medications with some of the high blood, or all of the high blood pressure medications. So knowing the name of your medication does help. So, and some people also take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen also increases the blood pressure. You know, so if you have blood pressure and you are taking medications, ibuprofen is not good for you. You could take something else for your pain. And side effects too. Some people take grapefruit, you know, and some other people who are also on high blood pressure, like for example amlodipine or Novask, the brand name is Novask. It increases the amount of medication that goes into your system. But if you take lots of grapefruit, not just the small quantity, you know, so those things are some of the reasons why we should know the names of our medication, and the pharmacist will help you decide or give you informed knowledge to help you make your decision on what you need to get from over the counter or other things that you need from the pharmacy. So as I also said before, knowing the name of your medication does help. Some people come into the pharmacy, they say, oh, I've been having this cough, and they just cough. But that cough, they'll say, can you just help me with over-the-counter cough medication? But actually, some high blood pressure lowering medication, you know, some medications that are used for high blood pressure, one of the side effects could be cough. You know, if you are on ACE inhibitors, that's angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor, Ramipril, for example. So you just need to know. So if the pharmacist is asking, are you on any high blood pressure medication, and you just say, oh yes, I'm on this medication, so oh yeah, it could be, not necessarily, but it could be a side effect of that, you know, so they can help you make the right decision. So as I said before, memorize. If you cannot memorize, write it down in your diary or piece of paper or whatever, and bring it to the pharmacy so that the pharmacist can help you make the right decision. So today I'm actually going to focus on effects of lifestyle changes on blood pressure. There are little things we could do if we could change some of our lifestyle to help us you know, maintain or bring down the values of our blood pressure, because some of the side effects of this blood pressure lowering medication, they are dose dependent. So if we could do things that will bring down our blood pressure, then the amount of the blood pressure medication we're taking could be lower. Maybe, for example, if you're on amlodipine and you're taking 10 milligram in the past, and you can do some things to bring down your blood pressure, so the doctor may decide to say, okay, take 5 milligram now, or take 7.5 milligram, so something like that. And then the side effect of constipation, for example, might no longer be there. So those are some of the things. So now before I start, I have to say that individual results may vary. So it's not like because this thing happened to this person, or this person did this, did that, and then the blood pressure came down, so automatically you do the same thing, your own blood pressure may come down. No, it's not like that. But these are just guidelines, so just to put that at the forefront before we start. So the first thing, I got all this information from my subscription from my rostx.ca. So this is just a reference guide for us. We have this. I think individuals can also subscribe. You just go to Google my rostx.ca. You could have your own subscription. So and they don't have any liability. So there's nothing like, oh, I got this information from there, oh yes, then it should work. But these are just guidelines. You can try it. It's good for you. Good. So that's it. So the first item on this list, it says reduction in sodium intake. You know, said if we can decrease our sodium intake to by 1800 milligram, that's 1800 milligram of salt. You know, sodium intake, mainly salt. Because I discovered that when well, I wasn't born here, when we immigrated here, I went to the grocery store. You want to buy any snack, it's either too salty, or the potato chips so salty. I said, why is so much salt? Or too sugary. The cookies are so sugary, the chips are so salty. So it's all just so difficult, you know. So if you're not used to it, but those people who were born here, they're already used to taking so much salt. So, but if we can reduce our salt intake by 1800 milligram, our blood pressure will reduce by 5.8 over 2.5. So there's a downward value. So that is a great advantage if we could reduce our salt intake. Another part is weight loss. I know weight loss is a difficult issue. People will say, oh no, I was born big, that's just how or who I am. We understand, right? So we're all different. Some people are tiny, some people can eat a whole lot of food and nothing is going on. You can't even see any weight coming up, you know. So maybe their metabolism is fast, or some people have slow metabolism and the food just keeps accumulating, which means you don't need so much of the food. So if we can reduce our weight by 4.5 kg, you can reduce your blood pressure by 7.2 over 5.9. That's a lot. And if you can reduce alcohol intake, in North America they like taking alcohol or wine after their food, but I don't know, maybe in Africa if people do a lot of this, I'm not sure. But if you can reduce your alcohol intake by 2.7 drinks per day, your blood pressure can reduce by 4.6 over 2.3. So all those are things, you see, when you add all of them, it's cumulative. And another one is exercise. We always complain, oh, we don't have time, I'm busy, I work all morning to night, by the time I get home I'm so tired. These are genuine excuses. But if you have something behind your mind saying, oh, I want to work on it, I want to do something about my blood pressure, these are some of the things you could look at. If you go for exercises 30 to 45 minutes 3 times per week, you could reduce your blood pressure by 10.3 over 7.5. That's a great thing. Another one is dietary modification. I know there are lots of diets, dietary, different types of diets. You have the DASH diets, everything. You go online, see, and I just watch the TV, I see them, oh, you have to monitor the amount of food, you eat this in the morning, you eat this. So it's all legalistic. A lot of things you have to control, you count the calories, you do this, you do that. So, but if you can have the DASH diet, as they say here, he said you can reduce your blood pressure by minus 11.4 over 5.5. So that's a lot. Just imagine somebody adding all these values together. This is almost 10, 20, 30, about 40 points. That's so amazing. So that's why I'm looking here now. I'm just advising us if we can eat. But my own advice I would say is that I believe in eating everything. You can eat everything that you are used to eating, so it doesn't look like a burden, it doesn't look like that you are being enslaved, but in little proportion. Cut the portion smaller, 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 smaller portions. That will help with the diet. And instead of taking so much snacks, potato chips, cookies, there are fruits. I have some fruits here. We'll go into that one. We'll look at the fruits. So we look at the fruits. You see the fruits are so very beautiful, very colorful. I have avocado pear here. Then I also have banana, it's so beautiful. And I have tangerine, it's a beautiful fruit as well. I have the grapes. I also have mango. So some of these fruits are tropical. Then I have the apple here. Then I also have mango. I have mango at the bottom. I don't want it to fall down. Then I have, I'll just bring it up for you to see. I have a beautiful mango here. So instead of focusing on the snacks, on the sugary portion or on the salty portion, we can have some of these fruits. And having them, it does help too. So to occupy what we have. So I have 3 exercises that I'm going to show you. When I'm done here, I'll stand up. I show you those exercises. And I believe that if we put these things to practice, we can bring down our blood pressure. I know it's not easy, but we have to work on it. And you should have things that motivate you. Like sometimes I also add Zumba to mine. I go for Zumba classes, and this has actually worked for me. I have cut down my blood pressure medication to like 50% because I went to see the doctor. He says, oh, it looks like your blood pressure. I said, yeah, I feel that I'm kind of dizzy. He checked it. Oh yeah, you can go down half, and I've been on that. So I just want to advise us to not do this all by ourselves. Make sure you work with your physician, your doctors. You ask them, is this type of exercise good for me? Or do you think I have done enough that my blood pressure medication can be cut like in 25% lower or 50% lower? But work with your doctors. Don't cut your medication. Don't stop. It is not good for you. Hello there. You're welcome once again to this segment. I just want to demonstrate 2 or 3 or 4 types of exercises that you can do that would help with everyone, no matter what, if you have a disease condition or not. So this first set of exercises, I got it from Dr. Joe's website. So you just have to do circular motion with your arms, like 5. Yeah, I know some people may prefer the outward one, going the opposite direction. You can try that too. Okay. And then the next one is marching on the spot. You know, we are just marching on one spot. Just go as high as your legs can go. Then the third one is to squat. It's difficult to squat, but you can just try it. You know? Just go. Yeah. So you can put the 3 motions, 3 different types of exercises together, and you do that for about 5 minutes. You can also add this running on the spot for those who are fairly strong or physically strong or can that are capable of doing this. And before I do that, it's advisable to find out from your doctors, your physicians, to make sure that these exercises are good for you. Okay? all this keep the blood flowing. Thank you.